At this moment, there's a chance that you're staring at your phone, contemplating what to do next, having realized that there's no toilet paper left on the roll. Well, you say to yourself, this isn't the end of the world. People have been taking care of toilet business for as long as there have been people, and toilet paper is a relatively new invention. I can just deal with this the way folks did in the old days. Then, you might wonder to yourself, how did folks deal with this in the old days? The answers are as varied as they are creative, and, we're not gonna lie, pretty unanimously gross. What follows is not for the faint of heart, a journey through the history of potty time hygiene. Because, you know what? With a few thousand years of recorded civilization under our belts, a good chunk of America is still at the point of rubbing paper on your you-know-whats and calling it a day. Consider that, and then consider...
Rocks, right?
Rocks, yes.
That's right. According to History.com, early humans used a variety of natural tools and materials to clean themselves. What kind of tools, you might be wondering? Oh, just freaking stones. Then they would proceed to wash themselves with water or snow. The website also mentions that, in a preemptive call-out to the 1993 masterpiece Demolition Man, some unfortunate and probably very, very sore communities used seashells. We'll leave it to you to figure out how.
The place where you're supposed to have the toilet paper, you got this little shelf with 3 seashells on it.
He doesn't know how to use the 3 seashells.
By the 1st century AD, Romans were using a communal sponge on a stick, with some archaeologists theorizing that they'd be washed in vinegar or salt water before being put back into rotation. There's some evidence that the effluent would use handmade scraps of fabric, which, considering how textiles were painstakingly made by hand at the time, would have been a doozy of a power move. Meanwhile, in Asia, things were looking even less Charmin squeezable.
My hand is clean. Oh yeah, I'm Charmin clean.
Out of India and into China came Buddhist missionaries, and with them, a new way of staying oh so fresh. The shalaka, or quite literally, dookie stick, was a thin, smooth piece of wood used for wiping up after squatting down. The high-class citizenry looked to wrapping these instruments in perfumed fabric. It wasn't until the 6th century that the Chinese invented the idea of paper for the purposes of toilet time. According to History.com, the advent of mass-produced Chinese wiping paper came around the early 14th century, and by 1393, the imperial family was calling for thousands of custom sheets of perfumed tissue for their personal use. Rank has privileges, and first among them is not being rank.
Oh, I get it. I see what you did there. Yep, should have seen that coming.
And then, a hero was born of American industrialism. Atlas Obscura reports that in 1857, one Joseph Gaiety introduced to the world Gaiety's medicated paper for the water closet, which he billed as the greatest necessity of the age. Gaiety's was a first-of-its-kind, mass-produced commercial product that, we'll be honest, sounds pretty great compared to the previously available options, until you find out about one important detail. The invention came at a time when America was content with using torn-out catalog pages and newspaper in pursuit of a less smelly day. With that in mind, Gaiety sold to his customers unrealized fears. His advertisements featured sinister language about the potential toxins found in printer ink, describing them as, quote, death-dealing material, and, quote, rank poison to tender portions of the body. His solution was a hemp-based manila paper coated with a soothing, lubricating aloe, and with each sheet lovingly watermarked with his company's name. For 3 decades, Gaiety's was the biggest game in town, and it remained a standard in toilet tissue design until 1935, when the inaccurately named Northern Tissue Company introduced, and here's the glaring flaw in the Gaiety product, the more popular splinter-free toilet paper. Yes, you heard that right. Somebody had to specifically invent a toilet paper without splinters in it less than 100 years ago. Let that sink in and realize your day could be considerably more horrific. Check out one of our newest videos right here, plus even more grunge videos about your favorite stuff are coming soon. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell so you don't miss a single one.